Hey guys, open Grotto to lake with the hint is sort of tight, so I thought it's a good thing to share some cues. You start with 3 rolls and then just walk the turn, and then you have 4 rolls before you start turning again. Here you want to look at some textures that look like 2 fangs, or whatsoever you want to call them, on the wall, and you want to align a little bit on the right of those. I like to align very much on the right of them because after that I don't hit the fence, and if I don't hit the fence then I don't get blocked to 0 speed, and I don't get blocked to 0 speed for the entire time that my reaction is going to take before I can backflip. Also, backflip is sort of slow. So a little bit on the right of the fangs, and you should go just to the side of the white fence, which is what I like best. You could look at the minimap to know when you have to turn around, or just wait for the ground to go down, and then roll to the open grotto. After that grotto, things start to be a little more complicated. So here I show you the time of day that I had to the grotto. My movement was sort of clean, you can definitely beat it. Here you have to turn to the right and then start back walking. You want to look at the left of your screen, there's a tree that is going to appear. I wait to see the gap between the tree and then the pillar. So here you can see it with the 2 red lines. Once you see that, you can input backflip, which means your backflip is going to be inputted between 3 to 5 frames after, because there's 2 frames between your controller and the console, and then there's like 2-3 frames for you to react. After that, you want to check the bush that it's on top left, and when you think it's going to be fully on screen, you backflip. Same thing, it's going to happen 3-4 after. Then here, I really like to side hop to the right. I don't think that's optimal, but it just makes it so easy to grab the ladder, and it stops your momentum backward. Here I like to do a full roll onto the platform because then it's easier. Here you want to be aiming for the zone that is between the 2 white lines that I show you on screen. You want to grind on there. You don't want to be too much to the right because you would just hit the loading zone later. Here's an example of doing it quick. So here I'm gonna roll forward and then almost roll 90 degrees to the right, or barely go out like this. Okay, now it's time for lake movement. Lake movement is a bit complicated. What I like to do is hold upright until I get the good angle. So I usually try to be on the right of that little dot. So you see the dot is circled. I try to be closer to the right white bar. I think the cue gets better for that. Then you start back walking. And next thing you want to do is keep your eyes on the minimap. So I will zoom in on the minimap to show you the cues in a few seconds. So, first thing you have to check is the down left of Link's arrow, and then this little box that is underneath. You see the horizontal line? When the red dot is going to touch the horizontal line, then you want to roll down left and maybe a little more left. So about right there. And you should be very close to the bridge. Then at the bridge you want to practice a little bit to get clean rolls and patterns. And remember to never roll in the corners. It's better to just walk the corner so you can cut it than trying to roll. Okay, then you make your way to the bridge and you want to set up a back walk. Same as before, I'm going to show you a good try. So here you saw me walking on the corner. That's very optimal. It's also something you can do at Dampe Race and save a lot of time. Then here I watch also the minimap, and when Link's arrow is at the middle of the square, I turn around, roll, and start talking to the owl. This is on the practice ROM, so we don't have quick text, but in the randomizer this would go much faster. What you want to do is mash C up. You have Navi that is trying to talk to you, and while there is a text box on screen, the time of day is frozen, which lets the owl just float over you because it has like a second or two that it needs to float over you before it can start grabbing you and flying with you. So you spend those 1 or 2 seconds just having that text on screen. It freezes time of day, makes everything easier. Then you hold forward and straight roll. It's a bit tight, but if your movement is clean, you have about 4 to 5 seconds of margin. So you should be able to do that consistently, or you should be able to just feel when it's gonna work or not. I wish you guys to have a good time with that.